And so now I've got my original clips. I can go back to them if I want to, but I'll mute them for now. And actually, I can save a little space by just dragging and shrinking them down. And now I'm going to actually make altered versions of these clips. So I'm going to name my new track here. Well, it's not the original clips, but this will be where I develop my repertoire or my vocabulary, maybe like that word better. And so what I'm going to do is drag in one of them. Like, let's see, thump hiss. Yeah, let's drag this one in and start making some edits to it. Now, there are two basic types of ways to edit a sound, and in terms of the pattern of working, how you're going to make it happen. The one is, we can call them manual edits. They're things that happen out of real time and only when you say for it to happen. You actually click and make it happen. The other kind of edit is a way of processing sound is via a plug-in or a real-time effect, or they also get called non-destructive. And so I'll show you that over here. We'll work on this later, but to do non-destructive editing or loading a plug-in, I'll pick an empty space here and I'll right-click. And I'll pick a plug-in, say like this delay, and that's actually going to invoke this machine that's going to be running with these parameters, and any sound that's played on this track is going to be transformed live by this machine before it gets to the output. That's why it's non-destructive, because it's not actually changing anything except the audio sound on the fly. It's not actually changing the sound file. But we'll get to that later. Let's do some manual editing, and not all manual edits are this way, but just historically these are called destructive edits because sometimes they change the sound file itself, and what's more common to all of them is that they're non-real-time effects, which means they're applied out of real time. And sometimes the reason for that is because it doesn't make any sense, because we're screwing with time itself, so we can't do it on the fly. So one thing we can do is select our region and then the region menu, edit, and reverse it. So we had that nice attack and then a decay. Now it's backwards. And so that's something that you can't do in real time. You can't know the future and then play backwards up to the point that's now. So here we are with a reversed sound. That's cool. And maybe I want to bring in my original. See, isn't it nice that I've got the original thump hiss in here? And what if I butt them right up against each other? That's cool. Maybe with a little gap, we'll see what that's like. You know, that little dip in there kind of gives it more of a pronounced feel. If I get over here and give it a crossfade between them. Okay, I can make it a smooth coming and going. Like washing waves. Let me do that one that had the gap in there. Okay, so reversing is one technique we can do. Something else we can do out of real time is shift it in pitch. And so we'll go to region menu, edit submenu, pitch shift. And so, well, an octave comes from the word 8. It refers to a range of 8 notes on a piano, and every time you go up 8 notes on a piano or down 8 notes from do to re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti up to the next do, well, going up an octave is results in doubling the frequency. So it means it's going to be twice as high in those terms. Or going down 1 octave means cutting that frequency in half. So let's see, let's take it down 2 octaves. For reference, we can only hear a range of 10 octaves. We normally only use a range of about 6 octaves. If you want more fine controls, semitones, we have 12 semitones per octave, and we have 100 cents per semitone. And so this is also a non-real-time effect. And so we'll decide what to do, and then we'll say do it, and oh, we can see that it's a lower waveform now. So if we just listen to this part of it. Ooh, so we listened to the original that was reversed but not pitch shifted, and then the other original that was not reversed but is pitch shifted. I like that. Let's adjust that timing a bit. That's cool. And so I could also maybe shift this one up higher if I wanted to make it more dramatic. Let's try that real quick. See what going up 2 octaves is like. Oh, this really had a lot of noise to it. So that's not exactly what this sound would sound like if it were up several octaves. It was actually the result of some processing artifacts. That might be cool, but let's see what happens if we use this preserve formats feature here. We might get a different timbre. Looks different. Yeah. Okay. Let me try, and I'll undo it and do it even higher, but keep this preserve formats feature here. Okay, it only wants to go up a total of 4. Formats is the if we map out the frequencies spectrum from low to high and look at how loud each one is vertically, low and high frequency, left to right, and look at how high each frequency range is in loudness, the overall peaks, wherever we see humps in the spectrum, are going to be those formats. That's what we call them. I don't know why we say it that way. Okay, well, we've definitely got some artifacts in there, but it's a striking sound, and that just came from, gosh, that was just one of those times where it was in between sounds, lots of background noise, and a light bottle thump, and we've got something pretty nice here. So something else one more effect we can do. Let me zoom out a bit. Let's see. Let me do it on this one, and we're going to use the rate stretch tool. Stretch mode here, and so I'm going to just click on the region that I want to stretch, and we have a few different ways of thinking about it. We can deal with it in terms of percent, but we can also deal with it just in terms of time, and it's useful to set this to minutes and seconds. But then I can actually click on any digit and scroll up and down and make it longer or shorter. So what if I make this a few seconds long? Let's say that makes it about 10,000%. And here I have a few more options for different algorithms that it'll use to elongate the sound, and they have their own artifacts. Some are mushy, some are smooth, etc. If you have pitched sounds or unpitched sounds, you definitely want to pick something that represents that nicely. Actually, let's leave it on its default and do that process, and whoa, look at that. Okay, so it got really big and long here. Let's listen to what we've got now. Cool. Okay. Maybe I want to make some more edits to this, like give it a different fade out shape. And okay, so Maybe I want to make this one a little bit shorter, actually, to for the sake of compelling timing. What if I just say make it 50%? And so it made it shorter. It kept the beginning where it was, and so we will need to zoom in and redo that fade probably. And let me give this a little bit more of a lunge inward here, a fade in. Okay, so this is a good one. If I just had the one audio file, I could do the Command 9 to name it. Let's just call that boom hiss instead of thump hiss. So then I can use my Command Control E and export it. Let me see, my boom hiss shows up. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'll move that over into my sounds. And I might want to divide my sounds up into original clips or repertoire, or by their type. Are they and described in any other way? Are they long or short? Are they pitched or unpitched? Are they changing in one way or another? Maybe separate folders for motifs, textures, and gestures. But I've also got this composite sound here of multiple sounds put together. And so my single file export won't work, but I'll use Shift and click each of them to make sure they're all selected here, and I can do the real export here. I need to go into the transport menu and set my start and end. Make sure my other tracks are muted, or the one track I want is soloed. Muting is safer. Different programs handle soloing differently on export. And so I can use this not Command Control E, but just Control E. And let's give this a name. And not session wave, let's call it boom. And not have it do any time span or anything like that. Just give us a simple name. So now we're getting a repertoire of sounds here. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I want you to show me some sounds that you've made. And so I want to see your whole session folder, put it on a Google Drive, and send me the link. And so I want to see that you have your whole source recording session, and that could be multiple regions, and that you've picked some original clips from that, and that you've started transforming them using these manual processes, reversing and pitch shifting and time stretching. And just follow your curiosity, roll with what you've discovered.